Adventures. We are on, this is the first starting point of the first zip. I've got James here, and he's one of the cats that kind of makes this thing happen. James, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, man. So we drove out first thing this morning. You and Ken were parked up there in the dark, and you're like, I'm going to go out and get everything opened up, and obviously you made it back safe and sound, and now we're out here. We got Ken taking Chip on the zip.
Yep. First time ever right here. Ready, Chip?
First time for a dog, James?
So, no, not the first time for a dog. I think it's just the first time for Chip here.
Chip's not looking too fired up about this one.
Here we go. I'll see you guys on the other side.
Okay, there they go. Chip's like, what are we doing? Okay, so James, that's pretty normal though, right? This is zip number one.
This is zip number one. So yeah, we call this one the Bunny Hill. This is generally where we give the overall safety talk, just kind of give everybody the rundown of how things work for the day. This is a great line to start on because our canyon, the way it's shaped, we've got with all of our 6 zip lines out here, everything kind of progresses, so everything gets longer, higher, and faster as we go. But this is a really nice one to start off on because it's slow, not too high. You only start off a couple feet above the ground. You don't really notice the canyon walls out there until they drop out from under you, and there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do at that point.
That's right.
Close your eyes.
Exactly. Yeah, just hang on. But it's pretty cool the way this one works out. We get a lot of people that are really nervous, tentative, scared of heights, and they think that it's going to be a big drop and kind of that, that surge in your stomach kind of feeling, and it's not. And so if we can talk them into going across this first one, they do the whole thing guaranteed. So that's pretty much how it works.
So then they go back and forth across the canyon, is that correct?
That's right, yeah. So the first 5 will zigzag across the top of the canyon, and like I said, they get longer, higher, and faster, and you get more and more views. There's like 7 different waterfalls we can see from the whole thing. And then our last line starts at the very end of the canyon, comes all the way back, and actually ends right below us here. So we do one big loop. And so it's real convenient. There's no long hike out to the trucks or anything like that. We just come all the way back.
Okay, but people don't meet you here. So how does the process work? They first meet out at Four Eagle Ranch, and that's where everything takes place, right?
That's right. Yeah. So that's where we check everybody in. We get you to sign the liability waivers, make sure everybody's comfortable. If they answer any questions they've got, and then we set everybody up in their gear, get everybody set up in the same harnesses, helmets, and everything else, and then we put them in our pins Gowers and drive them out here.
And then from then on, it's like game time. How long could you expect to be out here if you're going to do the whole course along with the cliff jump or the canyon plunge? Mm-hmm. How long? A couple hours? Longer than that?
2.5 hours. Okay. Pretty much we've got it narrowed down. A normal group size between 10 and 15 from leaving the ranch to arriving back at the ranch and getting unharnessed is pretty much exactly 2.5 hours.
And weather doesn't really play a factor into zip lining, really, does it?
Not a whole lot. No. The way our canyon works, the wind coming through will change things a little bit, give you a little bit more speed, a little bit less speed. We adapt really well with it. The rain just kind of gives you a nice little, cooling aspect.
But then also you're open through the end of November, so you could be out here zip lining with snow falling and snow on the ground.
Definitely, and especially if it gets cold enough, that creek down there will freeze, and all those big waterfalls that we've got down there, they freeze too. And the whole landscape changes from summer and winter. It's a whole different planet out here. It's really pretty.
It is beautiful out here, and really you're only 15 minutes, 20 minutes from Vail, but you feel like you're kind of tucked away from everything. It's very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's very convenient, and it's pretty funny. This canyon, I grew up just up the road from here, and I never really noticed the canyon until we started zipping over, because you can't really see it from the road. You have to be over the top of it to really appreciate it.
You cannot. I fish a lot on the Eagle River, right where Alkali Creek dumps in, sure. And that's Alkali Creek that runs down through here, but you do not see really the canyon until you're in the middle of the canyon, and it is breathtaking and beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, it never gets old. As many times as I've done this out here, those views are just spectacular.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick weather report, James, and then we're going to find out more. We're going to go zip with you. We're going to explore. We're going to plunge off the canyon walls and so much more. Thanks.
Sounds good.
James, so real quick, I got weather report. We're going to rain today or what?
Well,
on and off.
Hopefully it stops.
You're not dressed for rain. It's all good. Thanks for your time.
You bet.
We got your weather coming up next.